Hey guys, in this quick video, I want to show you exactly how to get at least 100 positive replies out of every 1,000 cold emails sent. We're getting about 10 to 20% reply rates on our most recent Instantly campaign and getting some replies like this. Send it over. Sure, send it over. So I'm going to show you guys our strategy. I'm going to give you our exact cold email templates for this exact campaign, and you guys feel free to try it out. But the key points and actually the framework that we're using in our cold email sequence to get, number one, the best deliverability possible. So making sure that we're only landing in the primary inbox and not the spam folder or promotions tab. That's number one. And number two is actually getting opens and replies. Okay, so how are we doing this? Number one is, of course, the most important thing is making sure that we're getting good quality leads. So our actual ideal customers and clean data. So right now we're using a mixture of Apollo. We're actually testing Instantly's lead finder. We're using Clay, if you guys are familiar with Clay. And we're also using Data GMA, or I think that's what it's called, Data GMA or something like that. That's another thing that we use as well. So we're testing a couple different things for data. Of course, you can use like LinkedIn Sales Nav, scrape a bunch of emails as well. I mean, that's an amazing strategy that we use as well. So that's the first part, is getting your clean data. Make sure that you guys know exactly who you're targeting right now for sales pages, which is the offer that we're selling. We're selling our own SaaS. In the cold email campaigns, we're targeting SDRs, we're targeting VP of sales, any type of sales leader role. So that's kind of the leads that we're looking for in scraping. Number two is a subject line. Okay, so of course, I mean, self-explanatory, it has to be unique. So we stopped using the quick question stuff. I just feel like it's overdone. I'll show you guys exactly what subject line we're using if you want to copy it, and then we'll have to find a new one. But it has to be unique. It needs to look like a friend or an internal email or a customer. Okay, so I'm going to add or a customer. Okay, a customer like support kind of email. So number one, like a friend, internal email, or customer. So an example of friend would just be like, check this out or something, right? Just something super simple. Like, don't overthink it, just keep it simple. Internal email would be like check it out if you have a minute, or thoughts on this or something like that. We're actually using name, comma, thoughts, question mark. So John, thoughts. Now it's working very well for us. Or lastly, a customer. And I guess the customer part would be more like a quick question about XYZ that's related to the company. So, I mean, that one's a little overdone. We don't really like that one that much, but you could test those out. We're liking thoughts a lot. That's working well. Thoughts name, or name thoughts. You can try that. Then we have email copy. Okay, so for email copy, you want to have a strong offer, of course, no brainer. For us, we're focusing on the old way of solving the problem that we're solving. So we're asking them if they're still using the old way of solving the problem. In our case, it's like, hey, I'm going to go in our script in a sec, actually, so I won't go into it. But it has to be relevant. Okay, so to that person, to that ideal customer, so if we're targeting SDRs or sales reps, it has to be relevant to them, to their daily workflow. And so if we're asking them if they're doing the old way of something, then it has to be relevant. So we should maybe include the tools that they're using in the old way, and then positioning ourselves as the better, faster, cheaper alternative to that. And then the call to action needs to be super duper light, guys. So, I mean, maybe asking for a demo, like hopping on a quick meeting, would have worked a couple years ago. Now, if no one knows who you are in the cold email, if you don't have a track record, if you're not let's say the top influencer, very well-known person, which for the most part, your prospects probably have never heard of you, and that's your first touch point ever, do not ask for a demo call. They're not going to hop on a demo call unless your case study is like, you helped, I don't know, something obnoxious, like you helped Tony Robbins sell millions of copies of his book, okay? And you're targeting, like, I don't know, authors. Like, just, unless you have an outrageously strong track record, do not ask for a demo call. Just keep it super duper light. And I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing. It's super duper light, and that's how we're able to get such high reply rates. And it's super easy because there's super low barrier to entry, okay? So keep it as low barrier to entry as possible. Asking them to hop on a demo in the very first email, guys, is such high barrier to entry that even if they are interested in your cold email, they might not even reply because they just don't have time for the demo. rather than that, just ask them to ask to send over more info, or ask, I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing, which is working very well, but just keep it low barrier to entry. Okay. So with all this, I'm just giving you guys the frameworks. You can use this and just test your own different variations of this stuff. But again, I'm going to show you our exact template in a second. And lastly is sales assets. Okay, so once they do reply, let's say it's asking to send more info or something like that, you need to have strong sales assets that, number one, are personalized. Of course, this is the best. Number two is they're built for conversion. So they're not just like reading this and it's like, okay, cool, I read this thing and then that's it. No, it's built for conversion. So every single step of the way, they're going through a sales process in your sales assets. So if you're sending them a doc or a video, like a VSL or something like this, those are sales assets that are built for conversion to get the best results. And then also you should be tracking your analytics for relevant follow-ups. So ideally with your sales assets, you want to see if they opened it, how much time they spent viewing it, if they clicked any links on it. So these are things that you want to be tracking with whatever tool or whatever system that you guys are using. That way you can have relevant follow-ups afterwards. Okay. So this is actually our example, guys. This is the template that we're using. Okay. So we're doing first name thoughts. Okay. First name thoughts, struggling to personalize your video outreach at scale for your prospects at company name, first name. That's the first line. It's like super relevant because the sales reps and SDRs that we're talking to, they're already sending personalized videos. Okay, so struggling to personalize your video outreach at scale is actually a relevant problem. Like they have to send a lot of one-to-one like Looms or Vidyard videos or something like that. So that's what we're leading with. And the second one is just telling, the second line here is telling them that we created a tool that's already helping other SDRs and sales leaders. So that way they get that sense of like, okay, I'm not the first person. Like you guys already have users that are, that do what I do as a sales rep day to day. And then we go with the actual desire. So the ideal transformation. So we don't go into any like features of the product. We just give them the main desire that they can expect using this kind of tool, which here is book 2x more demos by instantly creating hyper personalized sales pitches tailored to each prospect with just a few clicks. Okay, and we're making this super duper simple. If they have any more questions, they'll ask. We always just start with the desire, what they want the absolute most. We're dangling the carrot. If they're interested, they're just going to raise their hand, okay? And the point of the call to action is exactly that, is just for them to raise their hand if they're interested, which in our case, this is the best performing call to action that we've used in a while. It's, I recorded a quick video example for you. Mind if I send it over? Okay, super simple call to action. Listen, guys, if someone is telling you that they recorded a video just for you and asking if they can send it over, do you know how easy it is if I'm getting this kind of email? Do you know how easy it is for me as a founder and CEO myself? How easy it is to just reply, yes, sure. Like that's it. Like I don't need to ask any questions. Like, yeah, sure, send over the video. Like that doesn't mean I'm going to hop on a demo call. That doesn't mean that I'm going to buy from you. Yeah, sure. Send over the video. I'll take a look at it. If it's relevant to me, if it's valuable to me, then I'll take the next steps. And that should be the point of your sales process. Okay, and then just include your signature. Very simple. So this is the actual email. Now here's a bonus, is disable your open tracking and enable clean HTML to optimize for deliverability. So we're using Instantly. We like Instantly AI a lot. And what we're doing is just disabling open tracking because I'll show you guys in a second why, and delivery optimization, which, that's just going to help you guys to send the emails as text only. So no HTML. So enable no HTML, sorry. So that's what we're doing, guys. Okay. And this is going to just help your deliverability and land in the inbox. And then what we do is once we get replies is we reply to the interested leads with a sales page. So super duper simple. For example, here's a real example of Kayla who said, sure, send it over. What we did is said, here it is. And then what we'll do is we go to sales pages and we have our actual sales page that we embed once we share the link. And Kayla can see before even clicking on like a link, it embeds right in the email. So she can see what she's expecting to click on. And it gives her a little preview. It has her face, has her company logo. It's very relevant to her. Okay, so she can click on that. It opens the actual sales page. And the next step is we use sales pages to actually personalize the sales assets. And you should be using a tool that does the same for you. If you're not using sales pages, then whatever you're using, but your assets, your VSLs, your videos should be as personalized as possible. And this is what it looks like. And I'll open the actual sales page in a second. But what we're doing is we have a little like VSL video, just an example of how we're using it. And then it's like a pitch to try a free trial, which we actually have the call to action buttons in like the sales page. So it's much better than just sending like a generic Google Doc. Because number one, you can't even fit videos on a Google Doc. So this is like a Google Doc on steroids. And we're able to personalize it with her name, her company, in just a few clicks. And then all Kayla has to do, if she watches the video and she's interested, is just click a button, and then it takes her to the trial. Like, that is so low barrier to entry and such like relevant to her to take the next steps. Like, she doesn't have to go back to the email and say, I watched the video, like, sounds good, like, let me set up a call, all this kind of stuff. She just clicks a button, and that takes her to exactly where we want her to be. And lastly is you track when a prospect opens a sales page. So we actually just added IP address tracking, the city, the country, so we can also see if this is Sophia, prospect that we reached out to. We can see when she opened it, how long she viewed it for, so we can see the session duration, we can see the sales page that was opened, and all that kind of stuff. So you want to be tracking this as well. And that's why we actually disabled the open tracking on Instantly, is because once the prospect replies, which is the only thing we optimize the first email for, is for them to just reply yes, send over the video, then we'll send that video to them, and then we can see if they opened it. So we don't need to sacrifice our deliverability on Instantly by having that the open rate tracking enabled. Because we're just tracking it on our back end anyways. And this is what it looks like. We just go into analytics, and it says Elon Musk here, and that's just, we're using a sales page as an example on our actual website for a contact Elon Musk, just to show sales pages live in action. But this is what it looks like. So you can actually see the time spent viewing it. So you can see like Canada, city, Brampton, 24 seconds viewed. Someone actually clicked on the call to action, which is contact first name, start your free trial today. And then this is the link. It takes them to the sign up page. And this was from Chicago. Someone in Chicago did it. Okay. And then if you get more into the actual like prospects we're sending it to, like Chris here saw it for 17 minutes, etc. So we can actually track all the analytics, which is super duper cool. But yeah, this is exactly your strategy, guys. Just try it out. Even like without sales pages, which you get 500 prospects for free at the moment. We're still in beta, so we're offering a pretty generous free trial, I guess you can call it, for the beta users. But try this out, even if you're using Google Docs or you have a VSL on a generic landing page or something like that. Just try out a process that's like, I recorded a quick video example for you. Mind if I send it over? Even if it is generic, I think you can get away with it. But try it out. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe it's working very well for us because we're just targeting relevant people with a relevant offer. But again, if you have a strong offer and you're targeting the most ideal customers for your offer, then you should see at least 10% reply rates with something like this, right? So best of luck. And if you do get any results, just let me know, DM me, and good luck. Thanks.